me add myself to the stream. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bonnie Blue. How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? I'm giving everybody a minute to come into the room. I was actually reading more up on this Meghan and Harry situation. I've been keeping my eye on it, you guys. I've been reading and I kind of know what's going on, but I did not watch the interview in its entirety last night. I've only seen clips and now I've been on CBS on their website looking at clips that were not put out. And I feel like I have the general consensus of what the hell is going on here. Okay. Because of that, I wanted to come to y'all and talk about it because I have some strong opinions about this situation, about the royal family, about how Meghan Markle was treated, about Harry now having an understanding of his family, the world, and racism in a way that he never did before. And I also have the question of why are we surprised? So guess what? We're going to go ahead and get into it.
Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bonnie Blue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bonnie Blue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Okay. Hi. You've seen me already today. I was just here for Real Housewives of Atlanta in a live. And now I'm back for a Bonnie Blue show in which we're going to discuss Meghan Markle and her interview with her husband, Harry, the Prince of England. And, and they're sitting down with Oprah. Okay. Now I'm going to let y'all know, like I said, I did not watch the whole interview, but I have read up. I have looked at clips. And I feel like I have an overall understanding of what is taking place. And so now I can come to you guys and just babble on about it for a good 45 minutes. Okay. I'm going to read something first, and then I'm going to pick out things and we're going to talk about it. Okay. That's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is from CBSnews.com. Conversations about how dark their baby's skin tone would be. A rift between Prince Harry and his father so deep that Harry said his father at one point, "Stop taking my calls." And Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, saying she just doesn't want to be alive anymore. These were some of the shocking details described by Harry and Meghan in an exclusive interview with Oprah Winfrey. The first they have given since they stepped away from official royal duties last year. They said they would have stayed had they'd gotten support from the royal family. And one of the only lighthearted moments, the couple revealed their second child expected this summer will be a girl. But Harry and Meghan spent most of the discussion trying to give their side of many of the tabloid stories that have circulated about them since they got together, including one about how Meghan has once made her sister-in-law, Catherine, cry. Child, if y'all don't stop, I swear, I don't know, because this is my experience as well as a Black lady. They love to cry about anything you say to them that they don't like and make it seem like you're the bad guy and you're some, aggressive, mean Black lady. That's this Black bitch trope that they have. You can't say anything about how they treat you or their microaggressions without them bursting into tears and acting as if you did them something. Child. So just upon hearing this, I can already understand what's happening here. Prince Harry says he couldn't have left royal family without his mother's money. That's a bullet point. Next bullet point. Meghan opens up about Father Thomas Markle's betrayal, speaking to UK tabloids. Next bullet. Celebrities react to Meghan and Prince Harry's bombshell interview with Oprah Winfrey. Okay. Meaning we're going to get to Bethany Frankel in a minute, bitch. Okay. While they had harsh words for their treatment in the press, the most disturbing parts of the interview centered on how they were treated by members of the royal family. Harry said he had a really good relationship with the Queen, but said he was disappointed by his father and that while he loves his brother William two bits, they're on different paths. I'm on the path to enlightenment He's on the path to racism and losing his hair. Meghan said that in the months when I was pregnant, we have in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security. He's not going to be given a title. And also concerns and conversations about how dark skin might be. How dark his skin might be when he's born. Harry said it was not a conversation he ever wanted to discuss. Meghan said she had a clear and real and frightening thought about suicide while she was a working member of the royal family. Harry said she did not receive any support from the royal family over her mental health, saying it was not a conversation to be had. The pair focused heavily on the royal family's refusal to provide security for them, and especially grave concern for Harry given his mother's death. He said that his experience with Meghan showed him how hard it must have been for his mother. If y'all don't know, Princess Diana got chased down in a car. Like she was in a limo and the paparazzi chased her down and the cars crashed and she died in a car crash. So, yeah. Among other things, Oprah came out and did an interview after the fact to tell us that the comments about skin tone did not come from Queen Elizabeth or her husband. By this point, we had already kind of figured out that it probably came from his dad and brother, considering he said that, even though he loved them to bits, he ain't got time for where they at with it. You know what I'm saying? Also, a big part of this conversation is the fact that the UK's tabloid and news systems, or whatever you want to call them, all these people work together with the monarchy. So any story that goes out about Meghan Markle that makes her look bad, you can pretty much bet it's coming directly from the royal palace. That's fucked up. Am I the only one that feels like that's fucked up? Tell me. Okay? Because I think that's out of pocket. Thank you, Quaisha. I appreciate you, love. Thank you, Storm Disciple. Love you back. Okay? The only reason why the tabloids reported that Meghan made Kate cry was because they needed to put a spin on the story because William was cheating on Kate and they didn't want that to come out. Child, look how they use this lady as a whole scapegoat. Ain't that messed up? I'll bet it was Prince Charles who had that issue about Archie having a title and his skin tone. They dogged Diana for her boyfriend. Yeah, I remember that. That's what they said. At least, I remember that's what they said, But I'm not surprised. We're going to get into why I'm not surprised in a second. I just want to make sure I've covered all my bases before I come on screen and completely go off about these things. Prince Harry says that he was told by somebody in the press that the UK is very bigoted. And he was like, no, not the UK. You mean the UK press. And he's like, no, the UK is bigoted. Okay. He's like, I completely disagree. But unfortunately, if the source of information is inherently corrupt or racist or biased, then filters out to the rest of the society. Exactly. Meaning if you rule shit and you're a racist or you have, a classist and xenophobic ideals, thinking that you're better than somebody because of your pure white English blood or whatever the fuck, y'all be having in y'all minds that make y'all think y'all better than somebody. You know what I mean? Those are the things that you uphold in your society. So those are the things that your society feels. So you can't say the UK isn't racist and bigoted if the monarchs are racist and bigoted. If the press is racist and bigoted, the press shouldn't be racist and bigoted within itself because it's supposed to be impartial. That's what it's supposed to be. But Piers Morgan showed me that apparently there's no such thing as impartial news in the UK. Okay? So let me just say, I feel bad for them because I don't think anybody deserves to be treated that way. And I also feel like as much as people feel like she should have known, I feel like she should have known. But what I feel like she should have known is she should have known that they weren't going to treat her the way they were going to treat a white woman. And I think that living here in America, she is so used to being looked at as either white, racially ambiguous, or not like other black people. Like she you know, her mom might be black and all of that, but her dad is very much a white man. And I believe that Meghan Markle, because she looks the way she looks, has probably gone around passing for anything and everything but, you know what I'm saying? Not that she said that, but that's the way people perceive her. So until she is put in a situation where her blackness is now being dealt with in its real form, which is genetically, okay, because it is a dominant genetic to be of, you know, African descent or to have African blood. However, this baby is only going to be 1/4, you know, African. But these are the same people that created the one drop rule. America gets all of its ignorant tendencies and ideals from England. That's who we were, you know, belong to. That's who colonized the Americas, England, along with others, the Dutch, the Portuguese, the Spaniards, the French. Okay. But ultimately, England played a huge part in that. They love to pat themselves on the back for, you know, getting out of the slave trade before America did. But yeah, no, you don't get to do that because y'all still had slaves, first of all. Second of all, like I said, you made the laws that made it legal to enslave people. Like y'all pay y'all like put the money behind the boats. Like y'all are the source for this shit. And then also for like the xenophobic ideals. Like, I'm sorry, but I noticed that more so from the ethnicity of certain European people, that they, you know, feel like they're better than somebody, you know, because of some type of genetics, you know, which I feel like is ridiculous if you really break it all down. We were just talking about this on my Instagram, and to put it lightly, everybody looks the way they look because of their geographical place on this earth. If you live in a building and you wear clothing, it does not make you more civilized. It means you live somewhere where it's cold. If I live in a hut and I wear less clothing than you, it means I live somewhere where it's hot. If my nostrils are big, it's because I need to suck up more air because the air is humid. And I need to take big, you know, breaths of humid air. Okay. If I have little bitty nostrils, it's because I live somewhere up high. The air is high. The air is thin. I don't need big nostrils. Okay. All of these things that Caucasian people have made, you know, things about themselves that are better than things about black people, all of these little things, you know, because that, you know, also goes back to them being more civilized than us because we lived in huts and, you know, had ourselves exposed and had women to be, you know, in control in certain areas and all that type of shit. Like, this is all because this is where we lived. You know what I'm saying? We live somewhere where it's hot. Like, why am I going to have on all this clothes and shit when I live somewhere where it's hot? I don't have to live inside of a building. It doesn't get cold here. I won't freeze to death outside like I would if I were in Europe. Like, it was literally climate differences, geographical differences for why we live the way we live differently. And people literally took that and made that like, okay, I'm more civilized than you because I live this way and you live that way. And it's all bullshit. Okay. It's all bullshit. But these are the people that came up with this shit. Like, these are those people too. You know what I'm saying? So it's very, very annoying for me to see all of not only the outrage, but people like Piers Morgan screaming and hollering about how ridiculous this is, that they're talking about the queen in this way. And, you know, this isn't, you know, it isn't true and they aren't racist and this is ridiculous and all of this type of stuff. And I'm just kind of like, where do you live, Piers? Where do you live, honey? Where do you live? You don't live here. You don't live on this planet. Slavery was illegal in England, but you could buy stock in slavery in the United States. Thank you for the super chat. It's true. I went to boarding school in the UK, and the way I was bullied and dismissed by the students and staff is very much the culture over there. Very bigoted and racist. Shy, you ain't got to tell me. Thank you for the super chat. I have read books. Okay. Yeah, I do. Here you go. Y'all like the video? Because I'm about to get my bag. I was just about to get into that. I was gonna say something, but I was waiting to get my little drink in my throat. I needed to take a breath because I've been talking for 17 minutes without taking a breath. So let me do that. Slavery, thank you, Asia. Slavery was illegal in England, but not in the colonies of the West Indies. Also, like I said, if you paid for the boats that the slaves is on, if you gain your billions in your corporation because of slave trade, you are a part of slavery. You are a colonizer. Africa is colonized to this day by European, countries, by, English countries or whatever. And the way they feel about themselves, these are the places where people are bleaching their skin. Like, these are the places where colorism lives. Just because white people don't live there, it doesn't mean the remnants of the hate don't still remain, especially when it's something that's circulated throughout the world because of all the places that they colonized. They didn't even just play a part in slavery. They played a part in the overall mindset towards Black people and towards anybody that's not them, really. Because before it was white and Black, it was them against the, thinking the Italians were less. It was them thinking that the Irish were less. It was them thinking that the Portuguese were less. Anybody that wasn't them was less. Okay? So that started there. Okay, somebody else said slavery was illegal in the UK, but it was outsourced to the West Indies, Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, Guyana, Antigua, Belize, like basically all of the islands. And let's not forget here. Like, why are we forgetting here? Like, slavery happened here because England wanted to colonize this place and they needed people to do the work, and the white people they had doing it kept dying. So they got us to do it because we lived in climates that was similar to the climates in the Americas. So this is all history and science, you guys. I wish people would stop disregarding these very true things and saying shit like alternative facts and all of that type of dumb shit. Like, people say dumb shit now because they don't want to deal with the truth of a situation. And I can't talk about them without talking about the truth of the situation, because I was so upset that people are acting like that's not what the monarchy is. The monarchy is like a direct descendant, you know what I'm saying, of all of the things that have taken place. They are a real materialized look at the descendants of history and of slave ownership and all of that. Slavery was outlawed in England after 1772, but still legal in the colonies before 1772. They had slaves in England. Yeah, I know they had slaves in England. I'm aware of that. That's why I was just like, child, I know they had slaves in England, because I read a couple of different articles about not only those files they found about those companies owning slaves or whatever, and they had to kind of like pay those people their money or some shit like that. It was like maybe 48 of them, and they was trying to act like they couldn't find them, but they found them, some shit like that. But like, there, I read about, because I was looking through some stuff today just for a reference point. Just to remind myself. But yes, they came up with chattel, whatever you want to call it, slavery, historical slavery. Could win their historical slavery could win their freedom. British slavery was particularly brutal. Like, I'm just saying, like, I think we all know that the English had slaves. We speak English for a reason. Like, hello, listen. But Meghan wanted to like commit suicide. That shit is so upsetting to me. You know what I'm saying? To be so sad. And the fact that they had to get out poor. Like, he said if it wasn't for the money his mom left him, they wouldn't have been able to get out from under the royal family. And the royal family is basically like shutting her in the house and ignoring the issues, ignoring the problems, allowing people to talk bad about them in the press, talk to them crazy, not, making them work and go out and do events, not giving them security, telling them that their baby won't have security, their baby won't have a title in a family that they're supposed to have a title. Like, my dad's a prince. How do I not have a title? That doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So there were all these things that I think made them feel away slowly but surely. And then when they decided to leave, the tabloids tried to make it seem as if it was a surprise. But Oprah said that no, they were in constant communication for months that they were leaving to go to Canada. So they were not blindsided the way the press tried to make it seem. I'm telling y'all, Piers Morgan, to me, the way he was screaming and howling and doing the most and talking to those women when they were trying to speak on his show this morning, it really, really made it clear to me what the press is over there. Y'all are a bunch of like tantrum throwing bitches. And I think y'all are bigoted and racist, and y'all use that girl as a scapegoat. Y'all basically kind of like low-key tortured that girl. And I really think that nobody signs up for that. And I think that it was all well and good until the mama and them showed up with the brown skin and everything. Like, I'm just saying. I mean, ultimately, they knew who she was before they even got together. And I was surprised that they actually let them get married in the first place. But shout out to Tyler Perry for being the one that actually gave them a place to stay and security when they came over here after they left. You know what I'm saying? Let them stay at his house and all of that type of stuff. I thought that was amazing. And just, you know, goes to show Tyler Perry be out here making money moves, but he be making small decisions. Like, he be being there for the right people. Like, I don't know, you know, like, that was cool. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I can't help but think like, man, that was a good look. No matter what, that was a good look. Okay. Yeah, it's a part of Piers Morgan. It's a part of the firm, big time. Yeah, so they call the monarchy the firm. Yeah, Tyler is a good guy. I think so. They got married 3 days before the public wedding. No one was gonna stop them from getting married. Child, look, I don't even be involved in all of this stuff because I don't respect that monarchy shit. To me, it just feels like y'all are the ones that stole and raped and pillaged the best. That's all that means to me. That doesn't mean, you know, that you should be exalted as something that matters or something I should have interest in just because somebody, you know, says you're important. Especially when y'all's family and who y'all are has done such terrible things to Black people. And y'all continue to treat Black people like shit in your country and in the colonies that you still have footholds in. And y'all often have footholds in a lot of different places, England people. And then y'all put on like y'all's, you know, issues, racism, bigotry, xenophobia, classism, all of the things that y'all uphold that are negative, that shit has just been erased or some shit like that. Like, I don't know where y'all get that from. I live here, man. Like, I live here, man. Like, I don't know who y'all think y'all talking to. So this whole thing of Oprah gasping for air when they say that they, you know, asked about what the color of his skin was going to be, as if anybody was going to be able to tell. Like, you want me to tell you what my baby that's not even born yet skin tone is going to look like? You know what's so funny, y'all? Reminds me of something my grandfather, my dad's dad. He died when I was like maybe 1 or 2 years old, so I don't remember him like that. I really remember his funeral more than anything. But my mom told me that he actually said, oh, let me look at her fingertips and her ears. I want to see how dark she's going to be, because my mom was brown. So, you know, my dad still was like maybe a little bit like slightly lighter than me, but spent a lot of time in the sun, you know, in order to counteract that whiteness, because his legs was real white. But everything else was, you know, like a caramel brown color. But I was just like, people really be like this. Like, being brown or being dark is like the worst thing. And that shit is so upsetting to me, because I feel like it's the exact opposite. And I'm so tired of people feeling that way and promoting that bullshit and feeling like it matters with the skin tone of a child that's 1/4 Black. Is going like, really? Really? Like, it's exhausting. Bethany Frankel, shut up. So she tweeted, "Cry me a river. The plight of being a game show host, fairly unknown actress, to suffering in a palace with tiaras and a 7-figure wedding for 2 whole years, to being a household name with Oprah on speed dial, fetching $7 million for interviews, hundreds of millions in media deals. Hashtag Mary. Okay, so this was before the interview came out. Bethany Frankel from Real Housewives fame. She another one of them people that a lot of other people care about and I don't. Y'all don't never hear me talk about her because I don't care. Like there's nothing really that interesting about her to me. But they dragged her online basically, and she like doubled down on her comments at first. And then the interview comes out. Okay, in a follow-up message, Bethany Frankel expresses that she has sympathy for Prince Harry after a fan mentioned the tragedy of his mother's death. I 100% give Harry a break. This isn't the way to generate less press and cannot be filed under the guise of wanting privacy to prevent a repeat of previous events. If you hate me for saying it here, don't listen to my podcast. Hashtag just be with the Henny. It's littered with my opinion. Girl, shameless plug, jump off a bridge. The 50-year-old podcast host later expressed that people who are asking for a place in the spotlight should have to deal with its effects, noting her time on reality TV. I get that, but nobody cares about your ups and downs on reality TV. Where's the story? Is it not in this post? Well, later, it may not be in this post, but later on, she comes back to apologize and say that the racism and bigotry and all of that is fucked up, basically. Let me dumb it down for y'all. After she talked all that cash money shit yesterday, today she like, you know what? I may have misspoke. My bad. I may have misspoke. I have an aunt that looks at the ears to see if they're going to be chocolate brown like her. Most of the fam has that pretty dark skin and it is celebrated, but I know it's rare among our people. Yeah, no, normally it's not looked at as a good thing. Thank you for the super chat. They are racist. Have you seen their highest medal of honor? It's a white angel stepping on a black man. Oh, wow. Passes out. Yeah, I know who these people are. And I am not surprised, and I don't know why anybody else is surprised. Honestly, the thing that rang the loudest to me in all of this is that they use the tabloids and the press there to keep the people all enthralled in their bullshit, because it keeps them relevant. Otherwise, what is the point? We all know that Queen Elizabeth doesn't do shit. Like they're a monarchy, but they don't actually do anything. They have a parliament, and they've had a parliament for a long time that dictates what really goes on as far as laws and shit in England. So I don't understand why they still matter. And it only is because people look up to them like some type of reality show that keeps going and going and going, that they get to read about through the tabloids. And it's really sick because you're so interested in who they're screwing and all of this type of stuff, and you're not paying attention to the fact that your dumb ass is struggling or having a hard time or have all this inequality, or y'all can't get shit right with the pandemic. But we got time to be worrying about who the Prince Harrys of the world is screwing and having kids with and all of this type of stuff. Like, y'all is out here wilding. They checked, hold up, I'm sorry. And that's that on Mary Had a Little Lamb. I know that's right. That's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. They checked Princess Diana's hymen in the 80s before she got married. Wow. Talk about rapey, intrusive. Please stop it. Stab, stab. Yeah, nobody cares about Bethany. She's just screaming because she wants to be heard. I just think it's funny and ironic that, you know, a privileged white woman wants to talk to a biracial woman about being privileged. Like, excuse me, white lady? Excuse me, white lady? Excuse me, white lady? Like, you don't even understand how you're moving in racism for the fact that you can find sympathy for him, but not for her, the pregnant lady that's sitting there saying that I wanted to kill myself because of what they were put. Like, that was put out already. So now you about to wham, wham, wham. Oh, y'all got money. Wham, wham, wham. Bitch, you white. Wham, wham, wham. Like, the fuck? We can all be like that about each other's issues, but that doesn't make a good world, Bethany Frankel. It doesn't make a good world, bitch. Okay? Sometimes if you ain't got nothing nice to say, chill out. But to, like, you know, double down and now you sorry, bitch? Like, now you sorry? Oh, all right. I don't ever like to like be like, oh, so what? When people talk about like their bad experiences in life, because I don't want nobody feeling like that about mine. And I also feel like them people had to take that $7 million deal. Thank God somebody was willing to give it to them, because otherwise what they was going to do, everybody's dependent upon the royal family, and they just left the royal family because they were being treated badly and treated as if they weren't equal and treated as if they didn't matter. And now Prince Harry understands that. And it's like, why would we stick around for this bullshit when we can go and make this money in America and be straight over there? Like, we don't have to deal with this. So why deal with it? Like, to me, that makes perfect sense. And anybody that doesn't understand why they left, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't get it. Because, I mean, when I was watching Oprah, that was one of the things that, you know, she was like, people will leave the interview asking, you know, why did they leave? And I'm like, well, come into the interview asking why did they leave? And I'm just like, ultimately, duh. People crazy. Okay, way too many years of, you know, fucking your family members. You didn't do that, and now it's something. But you know, no, they weren't paid for the Oprah interview, but they signed a Netflix deal for $7 million. I'm not exactly sure what that's going to be for, but I'm sure they're going to get other media opportunities. But I meant the $7 million for the Netflix deal. I'm sorry if I misspoke. Isn't it interesting? Prince Charles went through this with Princess Diana. And that's the reason why Prince Harry is like ready to go, because he doesn't want that to happen to his wife. But yes, I feel like I've already mentioned that she is only shocked because she's so used to her proximity to whiteness getting her better treatment here in America. And she went over there and just having a little bit of black blood, you know, throws people in a tizzy. Oh, it wasn't Netflix. It was Spotify. Okay, it was Spotify. I thought it was Netflix. I could have sworn it was Netflix, y'all. I'm sorry. Don't quote me. But I know they about to get $7 million from somebody. CBS was paid $7 million for the rights for the interview. Harry and Meghan were not paid. Netflix is $150 million. They good. Oh, so it's another Netflix deal for $150 million. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let me stop counting these people money. Either way, y'all see they gonna be all right is my fucking point. Okay, everybody won't, you know, everybody won't flood in with the no, Bondy. That's not right. Y'all get my point. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm hungry. I'm about to go. That's why I bit it, because I'm about to go. That's all I got to say about it. Anything else? Harry should open a cannabis business and call it Royal High. That would be hilarious. Thank you, J. Ray. Exactly. The royal family is nothing but useless figureheads. And should just pay taxes to fund their lifestyle. I can see why Diana left. Right. Think about that shit. Y'all out here paying for them to live in Gucci and gold. Nah, I haven't eaten anything all day. Thank you very much. Okay? Mind your business. Oh, I was trying to read this comment. Go back. Harry forgave his dad for his relationship with Camilla, but his dad wasn't taking his calls. Get out of here. I forgot about that. Because he was cheating on Princess Diana with Camilla, correct? Mm-hmm. I'm about to go, y'all. I said what I had to say. Y'all have a good one.